This is the Homeschool Show from North Carolinians for Home Education. Our goal is to help you homeschool with confidence and joy. I'm your host, Matthew McDill, and we have as our co-host today, T.S. and Smack. How are you?
Good, how's it going?
Anything big happened since last time you were on the show?
Not really, just had a baby.
Had a baby. That's great.
Yeah.
So tell us about him.
So his name is Neo. He is 3 weeks old as of Wednesday, and he's perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah, he's a perfect fourth addition to our family. So
that's so great.
Yes.
So you can probably tell if you're watching the video that we're in a new location.
Yes.
So we are at the NCHE Board and Liaison Work Retreat. And so we're filming on location here.
Yes.
And so we're really excited to be able to do that and have some special guests, right?
Yes.
So tell us about that.
Yeah, so we're here in the mountains. It's absolutely beautiful. And we'll be able to sit down with our board members, the directors, our liaisons, and get some awesome homeschooling advice and just get to know the team that's working for you. So
that's right.
Yeah.
And that'll be our homeschool conversations.
Yes.
And for homeschool news.
Well, for the homeschool tip of the week, we'll be sitting with Amanda Wares, our helps director,
right.
And she's going to be giving us just the importance of why we should also get our students involved in making choices through the home education process. And then for the news, we'll look at more things we're doing here at the retreat, as well as look at some statistics, our newly published statistics on homeschool students here in North Carolina.
All right.
So yeah, good show.
Good. Well, let's start it off with statistics before
Yes.
we pull in some of our team members here. So the Division of Non-Public Education is the part of North Carolina state government that oversees the homeschool and private schools. And so every year in July, they publish the new statistics, the new numbers of how many registered homeschools we have in North Carolina. And of course, we'll go ahead and point out those are only the registered ones.
Yeah.
So if they go and open their homeschool legally, then that's what we're talking about here. So the number of state-recognized homeschools declined by more than 10%.
Wow.
So we'll talk about why here in just a second.
Okay.
So now there are 100,904 homeschools in North Carolina.
Still a lot.
It's still a lot.
Yeah.
Last year, there were 112,614.
Okay.
So that's the 10% drop. DNPE estimates that there are 1.6 students per homeschool for a total of 160,528 students.
I'm guessing the 0.6 are like if the mom's pregnant.
Yeah.
Not quite done yet.
Partial children. NCHE believes that a more realistic estimate is 2 students, that's at least a whole number,
Yeah. It's a whole child.
per homeschool for a total student population of 201,808.
Okay.
So that's the more, and that's just the students. So this represents 11% of the total North Carolina K through 12 student population. 11% of all students in North Carolina are homeschooled.
But then that's not really K through 12, is it? Because most kindergartners are under the age of 7.
Yeah.
And 7-year-olds, if they're under 7, we can't even open a full school.
That's right.
So, yeah.
That's right. And as it says on our page, exactly that if we're looking at the numbers and we know that you don't have to open a school with a child under 7, that's a lot more kids.
Yes, it is.
So it's more than this, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Because some people aren't opening their school and some people don't have to yet because of the age. So why did the homeschool numbers go down? The DNPE has spent the last year diligently working to improve the accuracy of their homeschool database. The effort involved contacting thousands of homeschools that had been open for 7 years or longer and had no recent communication with the DNPE. In the process, they found many homeschools that were no longer operating and that had failed to close their school. There were also thousands of homeschools that they could not contact by U.S. mail, email, or phone calls. So those schools are closed, get closed by DNPE. So that's one of the reasons that it went down. Interestingly, across the nation, the homeschool population went down because there was a big jump during COVID.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of kids went back to school.
Yep.
So the surprising thing is it went down nationally a lot less than people thought.
Okay.
So
Because
more
they thought
people are
everybody
staying.
stayed out would go back,
That's
but
right.
it didn't happen. Okay.
So really a 10% drop with cleansing the records,
Yeah.
including people going back from COVID. That's not bad.
No, not at all.
So
Homeschool is still growing.
that's right. All right, so let me tell you a little more about the retreat right here. We have such an amazing team.
Yeah.
We have 11 board members and 9 liaisons, regional liaisons, and 2 multicultural
Yes.
liaisons. And it's such a great team.
Yeah, it
so
is.
fun to work with. I'd say we have an unusual sense of unity
Yeah.
and passion. We just
Yeah.
love what we're doing. So, and our goal is to serve you. And we have this retreat so that we can plan and do the work in person that we need to do. Our mission, of course, is to help you homeschool with confidence and joy. We do it in 3 ways. We protect the rights of parents to homeschool in North Carolina. We equip you with information and encouragement, and we connect you with other families and groups across the state. So
Yeah.
what we do, like we got in here last night for dinner. We had a board meeting for hours.
Yeah.
Today, we have committee meetings planned all day,
Yes.
from right now all the way till after dinner.
Yes.
And then tomorrow we have a board meeting all day.
Yes.
So we're not like laying around over here.
No. And I will give you some kudos too, that a lot of that unity starts with the fact that you start us off in the Word, singing and praying and really having time where we can be connected and we can be equipped. And so it kind of flows from you to us, and it goes out to the people that we serve. So it really is, it's a great.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Appreciate
for sure.
that. Okay, so now we're going to go find some board members and liaisons, bring them
Yes.
here and have some conversations. That'll be fun.
Yeah,
Let's go find
All
some.
right, let's do it.
So the first board member we have here is Evelyn Bigley. Why don't you tell us what your role is with NCHE and how long you've been serving?
I have been serving NCHE for going on 7 years now as the activities director. That means that I'm responsible for field trips, scholarships, chess club, sports, anything that is an NCHE activity focused for the students as opposed to focused for the parents.
So don't we have a field trip coming up?
We do at the end of September.
Okay.
I've got a field trip scheduled for Tryon Palace down in New Bern.
Nice.
And it's going to be a wonderful day. They've got, of course, the palace scheduled, but they also have reenactors that are going to be there. And they also have reopened a museum there that is very interactive for parents and kids to go and be crew members on a ship from the 1800s or learn to make turpentine, which was one of the naval stores that North Carolina was favored.
Oh, that's neat. Okay, cool. So I also want to ask if there would be any advice or encouragement. How long have you homeschooled?
I homeschooled for about 24 years.
24 years. So you have a little bit of experience.
Yeah.
So what would you say to maybe new homeschoolers or those who are still right in the middle of it?
Oh my goodness. Don't be afraid to change up what you're doing. If it's not working, even if you spend a ton of money on the curriculum, dump it and go ahead and find something that will work for you and your kids. And you're not going to ruin your kids. You're going to do fine by them. And you're not going to ever finish every textbook because life is just that way. Even if your kids were in a public or private school, they would not finish every textbook. They would not learn everything that there is to learn.
Dana, my wife, was a high school math teacher, and she always reminds me of that. We never finished our textbooks in school, so that's right.
And especially in a subject like math, where the beginning of the next year's curriculum is a big review of what you were supposed to learn. So even if you don't get it at the end of 7th grade, you'll pick it up at the beginning of 8th grade. It's fine.
Good. Well, thanks. Appreciate you serving and all of the amazing activities and not only the chess stuff, which I love, but all of the field trips I know people love. So thank you for doing that.
It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
Thanks.
Good.
So now we have sitting with us Jessica Fryerson. Jessica, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about who you are, what you do here on the board. So you have a position, but then you also do something else for NCHE. So tell us about that.
Okay. Yes, my husband, Ernie, and I have 10 children.
Okay.
We have homeschooled all of them all the way through, beginning in 2000.
Wow.
So we're in our 22nd year of homeschooling. And I also happen to be a homeschool graduate.
Awesome.
So I was homeschooled myself and graduated in 92, I guess.
Okay.
And so I had a little break, and then I'm back in the homeschooling world. I've graduated 5 of my children so far. So I'm halfway there.
All right.
Got 18 years to go.
Okay.
I'm in it for the long haul here. And so I've been with NCHE now as the secretary now. I started as Region 2 liaison.
Okay.
And I became the secretary about 4 years ago.
All right.
And then this past year, I also started doing the NCHE blog.
So you do secretary, you blog, so you must like to type.
I guess that is true. That is true.
Okay, awesome. And so I don't know, how was it for you taking over the blog this year? Has that been fun?
It's been very fun.
Okay.
It's a lot.
Okay.
We put out, try to do a new post weekly, and I don't write them all myself.
Okay.
I try to alternate. One week is mine, from what I've written myself, and the next week I'll utilize something I've gotten from someone else. I think I've got one working on from you at the MCLs, and sometimes our conference speakers will in the month of May, or conference month, I'll use something from one of them.
Okay.
And other board members submit, and then sometimes I just ask people. Someone that I see a particular segment of the homeschooling population that I want to address. For example, I have 10 children.
Yes.
So a new concept for me that is, I really can't wrap my mind around is homeschooling one child.
Got it.
And it's going to be a long time until I reach that point.
Yeah.
And it's been something I've come to realize is really a different side of homeschooling.
Absolutely.
It's very different doing one child. I can't really speak to that myself. So I have been talking to several different people I know who just have one child and saying, hey, tell me about how that's different, what's unique about it, the unique challenges, and I've asked them to help me write a post to address that.
That's awesome. So that's like, if for someone listening here might say, hey, this is an area I can speak to. Maybe I have one child, maybe I have many, maybe I have a sick child, or maybe I'm sick myself. So if they have something that they feel like they could speak on, you'd be the person to get that to.
Send it to me.
Absolutely.
And you don't have to be a writer.
Okay.
Because we have a great editing team.
Yes, we do.
And what I can even do, and I've done this before with things that someone had just a really great thought, idea.
And you can help them develop it and turn it into a blog post.
Exactly, and I can do that in different ways. I can do it as an interview.
Okay.
I'm doing that with one mom. She's just got so much to tell.
Yeah.
But that's not her gifting and putting it into words on paper or words on digital.
Yes.
And so I do an interview, and then I can turn that into a blog.
Into a blog post. That's awesome.
I just need the material.
We need the material.
Yes.
So if you have a passion, if you have an idea, a thought, a story, a testimony,
a
soapbox.
That's right.
We can
get on your
it.
soapbox.
Yeah.
And I'll hone it to fit the blog.
And speaking of soapbox, I've just known you and heard you. You're so passionate about homeschooling and about what we're doing here at NCHE. And I think in this digital world, sometimes we can take things for granted, like blogging, for example. But before I let you go, could you just share why the blog is so important and why those posts are so important and why you're so passionate about kind of what we're doing and how that helps?
Well, the blog is important to me because, we do a lot at NCHE. Yeah. We hit you in about every area we can.
We've
got, we're on social media, we've got conference, we've got so many things. Right. I mean, the blog is just something that, to me as a mom, on my time, which may be just this little...
Like 2 minutes of time.
Yes, just carve in at the end of the day or in the middle of the night or wee hours of the morning, just some time for me to find some refreshment, some encouragement, just something, sometimes you just need to hear someone else is thinking the same thing you're thinking, going through the same struggles you're going through, just to help you get through another day.
Absolutely.
And so that's one of the reasons I want to do it fresh every week.
Yeah.
That maybe it's just your weekly pick-me-up.
Yeah.
Your weekly boost of hang in there,
I love
keep
that.
it going. And I want the blog to be real.
Absolutely.
You know, like down in the trenches.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm
hard.
down here with you.
Yeah, it's hard
and
sometimes.
it's hard, and we're going
Yeah.
to dig our way out. And I want to help you get that shovel to dig your way out.
So the blog is kind of like a friend, like a gentle friend.
Yes.
We're here with you. We're here for you. So thank you so much, Jessica, for sitting with us, for your passion, for your commitment to your kids and the homeschool community. We are so blessed to have you.
I'm blessed to be here. I love working with this group of people.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think about homeschooling?
I think it's good. I hope more people were doing it, just to help. I like how NCHE makes everything better right now. Teaches everybody about it in North Carolina. Hopefully, spreads it throughout the United States. What do you think about homeschooling?
I like it because you don't have to get in a big bus in the mornings. You don't have to worry about waking up really.
That's
'Cause
true.
you can do it really anytime.
That's true, yes.
And I like it because there's no principal except for my dad.
My dad is the principal.
And I like it.
So we have with us right now Amanda Wares, our Homeschool Helps Director.
Yep.
And you're going to give us a great tip of the week. But before we get to that tip, tell us a little bit about who you are, how long you've been homeschooling, and what the Helps Director does here.
Okay, perfect. So I, like she said, am Amanda Wares. I have been homeschooling. This is our 18th year.
Wow.
Yes. So we have 4 kids. 3 of them have already graduated, and I have 1 left. We have 5 more years to go. So
does that make you excited or sad?
A little of both.
A little of both.
A little of both, actually. Yeah, I'm like, what am I going to do when I grow up? I don't know. I have no idea, but we'll see.
Okay.
And Homeschool Helps Director. So it's pretty self-explanatory. We
help.
help people homeschool.
Okay.
I like to say that we focus specifically on people that are in certain circumstances of homeschooling. So if you're homeschooling a child with special needs, if you are just starting out with homeschooling, you're brand new, if you're homeschooling high school, if you're a single parent, if you're a preschool parent,
or working parent, military,
anything that's a particular circumstance of homeschooling, not just general homeschooling.
Got it.
Particular circumstance, we want to help you homeschool in that particular circumstance.
And one of the things you do too is kind of help connect people in those circumstances through Facebook groups and events and things like that, correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Awesome.
And I answer a lot of phone calls and emails and try to connect them with help.
Yeah.
For that circumstance. So that's what we do.
Awesome. Okay. And so you're going to help us again.
Yes.
By giving us a tip.
Yep.
So share with us what that tip is and how you can help us.
Yeah. So my tip, and I have used this the entire 18 years I've been homeschooling, is to give your child some area in your homeschool that they can choose or be in control over.
Interesting. Okay. Now, how do you do that?
Okay. So
especially for a mom like me who might be, I like to choose. How do we
it will
relinquish that
look
control?
different. It will look different, of course, in different ages and stages.
Okay.
So obviously with your little kids, you are the one picking whatever, but there's always something that they can choose.
Okay.
So it might be like when my kids were really little, okay, we have these couple of books that we're reading aloud today in school.
Okay.
But maybe they could pick which one goes first.
Love it. Okay.
Okay. Or we're going to do art time right now, but do you want to do watercolors or finger paints?
Gotcha. Okay.
Just a simple choice.
Okay.
So with little ones, simple choices. Then as they get a little bit older, it might be something like, okay, here are the subjects we're going to do today. We're going to do math and reading and spelling and history, but what do you want to do first?
Love that.
So you can pick the order that you do it in.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So then they get a little bit older. With middle school, with my middle schoolers, it might be, sometimes it might be something simple like, again, what order do you want to do the subjects in? It might be, if we don't do every subject every day.
Okay.
It might be,
what do you
want to do today?
Okay.
Okay. And then as they get into high school, and even late middle school, maybe, depending on how independent your child is, I do something like, here's all the work that you have to get done in the week.
Okay.
And then they are in control of, if they wanted, and I've had kids that did this, they wanted to go after it and get all their work done in a couple of days.
Okay.
And then they're free
for the rest of
the week.
Okay.
So they're not in control, but they're choosing.
Okay.
I really find, so what I find is it helps them, even from an early age, feel like they're owning their education.
Okay.
That this is about their learning. It's not just about me
telling them what to do all day.
Spoon feeding them, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
That they're becoming more independent learners. They're learning how to love learning and saying, oh, I can do this.
Okay.
So I have found that over the years it really does help, and incrementally, that you're not just saying, oh, here, my 5-year-old, you pick everything today. No, not at all. But just little things that they can choose or be in control of. It also, if you have a child that maybe you struggle with a little bit, maybe you have power struggles a little bit with them, it takes that out of it.
That's what I was going to say. It kind of removes the power struggle.
It does.
It's just, hey, what are we doing today? And it allows them to sit in that seat. That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
And that is why she is our helps director. No, because that is a great tip. And as some parents and they're looking, how do I stay in this? How do I stay encouraged in that? That could be a game changer. Getting that resistant child kind of involved, getting a child who maybe doesn't love learning to love learning, taking a little bit off of our plates. To control everything. So that could be a really game changer for our homeschool. So thank you, Amanda, for sharing. Thank you for being here. Are you enjoying the retreat?
Oh, wonderful. It's so great. We're having a great time.
Yes. Well, we are glad you're here.
Yes, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
All right.
Well, it was pretty fun getting to talk to everybody.
It was.
And we're going to get some more for the next episode, right?
Yes. So join us back here next week. We'll be here at the retreat again. We'll be talking to more board members, more directors, more liaisons. So thanks for joining us. And if you have any questions or any feedback, please send it to the Homeschool Show at NCHE.com. And if you find this show encouraging, if you like it, if it's helpful to you, then please like, share, subscribe, share with your friends, your family members, anyone who you think can be benefited by this show. So you can subscribe and you can visit us on the podcast and on YouTube. You can go to www.com, NCHE.com. You can visit NCHE.com/The Homeschool Show.
And until next week.
Continue homeschool. I'm so sorry. My brain went like...
Start over with the Homeschool Show, and then I'll try not to laugh and say the last part, okay?
Okay. Where do we go to?
Just you can visit us at
the
website.
Yes. Visit us at NCHE.com/The Homeschool Show. And until next time, continue homeschooling with confidence and joy. There we go. That. Oh, sorry. Okay. Well, better than www. It's coming on my mouth. I'm like, just try.
www.com.
Well, I don't even know.